Now, before I get started on this review, I just have to do one thing. Hold on. There we go. I know, I probably look more like Maverick from Top Gun than I do Baby from Baby Driver with these, but oh well, do what you gotta do. Baby Driver. Baby Driver is the newest film directed by Edgar Wright. This one stars Ansel Elgort, John Hamm, Kevin Spacey, Lily James, and Jamie Foxx. John Bernthal's in this movie. This has a pretty big cast, and it's the fifth film directed by Edgar Wright, a director that I really like. In fact, I love him. I love his movies. He's one of my favorite directors. And it's now his fifth movie, and basically what this movie tells you, or what this movie is it basically follows Baby, played by Ansel Elgort, and he was in an accident as a kid, and now he has this constant ring in his ear, and to drown it out, he plays music, and the music makes him pretty much the best driver in the world. He works as a getaway driver for a bunch of robbers. So that's what the movie is, and then along the way, he meets a girl played by Lily James, and they form a relationship, and then things start to get complicated. Alright, let's talk about Baby Driver. As I said before, I am a huge fan of Edgar Wright. I've loved all of his movies. Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, The World's End, and of course Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. For me, my favorite is Hot Fuzz. I know some other people would say Scott Pilgrim, but my personal favorite is Hot Fuzz. And going into this, I had a lot of excitement for it. And that's not just because it's an Edgar Wright movie, but also because the movies that I saw in the past week leading up to this have been absolutely terrible. I mean, you guys saw my reviews from Cars 3, 47 Meters Down, It Comes at Night, and of course the big three, Transformers The Last Night, Baywatch, and Rough Night. So, yeah, that was another reason to get me really excited for this movie. And let me just say this right now. Yes! Yes! Finally! The summer of 2017 has finally brought us an awesome freaking movie. I mean, nothing to take away from Wonder Woman, because that movie was a lot of fun as well, but after so many bad movies, it's such a relief to see a movie like this. A movie so original, so simple, yet it has complex characters and a complex story. Baby Driver just might be the best movie that comes out this summer. I don't know. We'll see if War for the Planet of the Apes, Spider-Man Homecoming, or Dunkirk have anything on it, but for now, this is by far the best movie to come out this summer. First of all, Ansel Elgort. Let's talk about him. In the past, I haven't really been a huge fan of him. I didn't really like him all that much in the Divergent movies. Fault in Our Stars, you guys know me, I hate that movie. And he was, I wasn't really a fan of him in that movie until, like, the final act. But, yeah, I just haven't really been a fan of Ansel Elgort until now. This guy is awesome in this movie. He is so good as Baby. Like, there's one scene involving him, Kevin Spacey, Jamie Foxx, and John Hamm, and this other girl. Don't remember her name, but basically they're just sitting around a table going over one of their heists, and Kevin Spacey is briefing it to everyone, and then Jamie Foxx is like, "Is he even listening?" And then what Baby does, what Ansel Elgort's character does afterwards, I was just like, oh man, this guy is awesome. I'm sure you guys know. You guys that have seen it, I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about here. It was such an awesome scene. Kevin Spacey. Dude, way to redeem yourself from 9 Lives, man. Way to redeem yourself. Awesome. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. One of the best supporting characters, I think, of this entire year. Other than maybe Patrick Stewart and Luke Evans. Just might be the best supporting actor of the year. Oh, and Chris Pine. Can't forget about him. But yeah, moving on from that. Yeah, he has a really good scene in here as well. Up toward the end of the second act, where he's talking to Baby and just going over a bunch of stuff with him, and what he says. I think it's the second act. It basically takes place at a restaurant. That's all you really need to know. And Jamie Foxx in this movie, he's my favorite character in the movie. He really is. He was hysterical in this movie. He makes a lot of jokes. He makes a Barbra Streisand joke in this movie that just had me dying laughing. It's one of the best quotes of the year, I think. I'm not going to say it because spoilers, but yeah, you'll know it when you see it. Barbra Streisand. Keep an eye out for that. And there's another scene later in the movie where he's in a restaurant with Baby and John Hamm and this other girl. Like that scene, Jamie Foxx basically stole that scene. John Hamm, another standout in this movie. He has a scene toward the end of the movie involving him and Baby where I was just like, oh man, this guy is crazy. But he's also really good. Lily James, she's really good too. She was really good in Cinderella, and I think she's good here too as like this side character. But really, the main star of this film is Edgar frickin' Wright, because the way he directs this movie, I think he's my new best director of 2017. Not even kidding. Even over James Mangold of Logan. Not even kidding. He directs the hell out of this movie. Like just every shot, the way this movie's edited, the way he incorporates the soundtrack into this movie is so good and so stylish. And it's totally Edgar Wright. He lets you know, like, hey, this is an Edgar Wright movie. Come see an Edgar Wright film. Which, by the way, if you haven't seen an Edgar Wright film, watch Hot Fuzz, watch Shaun of the Dead, watch The World's End, and watch Scott Pilgrim, and go see this movie. Seriously. You won't be disappointed. I guarantee it. But yeah. And the way he writes this movie, certain lines of dialogue, the way he incorporates humor into this movie, it's all done pretty much to perfection. It really is. Like, this movie's almost perfect. It really is. If it weren't for Logan, it would easily be my best film of the year. Easily. Hands down. Nothing would come close. But yeah, the cinematography of this movie. I'm just going to say this. The opening credits. Another one-take, long opening credits sequence. Awesome. Awesome. And again, the soundtrack to this movie and just the way it's edited in, like, with the movie. Like it's timed a certain way. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's timed a certain way. Like, for example, like maybe there's a drum beat in a song, and like whenever the drum beat goes off, like there's a gunshot. Like, you know, things like that. That's the best way I could explain it. It's incorporated really well into this movie, and the songs are awesome too. Like, this is my best soundtrack of the year for sure. I do think it is better than Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, and that's saying a lot, considering I really like the soundtrack for that movie. But the reason this soundtrack is better is, again, because of the way Edgar Wright incorporates it into the movie. It makes perfect sense, and it fits in really well with the action sequences. And the characters and action sequences of this movie as well. Like, each character has a motivation that makes perfect sense, and the action sequences, the car chases in this movie. Think of it as Fast and Furious, except it makes sense, and it doesn't constantly defy the laws of physics. Think of it like that. And again, the way those scenes are shot, like, you can actually tell what's going on, unlike some action sequences like Transformers. Yeah, the way those sequences are shot, you can actually see what's going on, and it's so much fun to watch. It really is, especially once you get toward the third act, And also the first 2 car chase sequences. Those really get you into the movie, especially the first one. It happens right away, and it gets you engaged with the movie right away. So as soon as that first car chase sequence happens, you know you're in for a really fun movie. And I'm sorry, I keep tilting my head like this. I'm just like the way I wear these. I probably should have put my other glasses back on, but I'm wearing these. If I look up that way, you can see kind of a reflection of my window, and it just gets really annoying for me. But yeah, just the way everything is shot, the way everything is edited. It's so cleanly edited. There's so many memorable scenes. The music is fantastic. Edgar Wright does a hell of a job directing this. Well freaking done. It's about freaking time we have a good movie, or actually an awesome movie, this summer. Especially after the string of bad movies we just had to witness back there. I only really have one nitpick with this movie, and that's with the romance between Ansel Elgort and Lily James. I really liked the romance. I thought it was really sweet. Their chemistry worked well together, but I do think it was a little bit rushed. But that's it. Guys, please, I cannot stress this enough. Edgar Wright films tend to not make their budget backs a lot of the time, or their budgets back a lot of the time. Like, look at Scott Pilgrim. That movie didn't even make its budget back. Like, really, how do you let a movie like that go to waste like that? Please, don't let the same thing happen to Baby Driver. I can't emphasize that enough. Go see it this weekend in theaters. I know Despicable Me 3 is probably going to crush it, but I really don't want this movie to be another Edgar Wright bomb. So please, go see this movie in theaters. Don't make it this year's The Nice Guys. Go see it in theaters this weekend. Once again, for like the 15th time, go see this movie in theaters this weekend. If you don't, then unless of course you have money problems or something like that, which then I can understand, unless you have something like that going on, I will be very disappointed in all of you if you don't see this movie this weekend. Trust me, it is so worth it. Edgar Wright does a hell of a job directing this movie. It's got some awesome action sequences, some great characters, amazing acting, flawless editing. I'm going to give Baby Driver a 98% certified fresh rating. That is an A+. Alright, so there's my review of Baby Driver. Have you guys seen Baby Driver? What did you think about it? Make sure to let me know down in the comments below. Also, let me know, what is your favorite Edgar Wright movie? Let me know down in the comments below. Again, mine is, for me, the order would be Hot Fuzz, then Baby Driver, then Scott Pilgrim, then The World's End, then Shaun of the Dead. But really, they're all pretty much A+ films anyway, so it doesn't really matter the order. But let me know below. Feel free to let me know. How would you rank the Edgar Wright movies, and what's your favorite? And make sure to tune in for one more review coming later. That will be for Despicable Me 3. I'm seeing that tonight. And I do have an important announcement to make in that review, so make sure to watch that review later on when it comes out. And make sure to subscribe to my channel for more reviews to come in the future. And once again, until next time, my name is the California Cougar. And always remember to stay California cool. Peace.